Oh, it worked. It's actually working. Oh, you guys, just because I'm talking. No, 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 no. It worked, Joseph. Yay. I'm just actually testing this to see. And it was so easy. I don't know what I was fretting over. It was so easy. And I don't know if I see all the comments on the stream. What is it called? StreamYard? That's a weird looking duck in the corner. I don't like their little logo. It's a little weird. So I'm going to make this quick, but I'm going to come back. And it's called Coming This Fall because now that I know how to do this, I'm coming back for a whole new season of my show, whatever that actually means. This is actually real quick for Lori, Lori Green. I was just able to see all of the live hangout with Tiny Comedian Melissa. And hey, Celeste, I was just listening to you. Celeste, and I figured it out. You know what? I saw you were on too late. And then I said, if Celeste can do this, I can do this. So I just went in there. Well, I said, I'm just going to like go for it and try it and see if it works. And it was like this easy. So it's so simple. And I wanted to say, Celeste, I saw you question Melissa, and I think that you did a really good job. I think you did a really good job. I just wanted to add, I don't know why I feel the need to add this, because I felt really bad for what went down and how Mallory and Lori, and there was bad feelings between them. If I can do it, yeah. I just felt bad because I know that in my personal feelings, neither side wanted to make the other person feel bad. And I don't know, I know that Mallory has been around for a bunch of the Melissa stuff, but even when I first heard the first bits of Melissa, it took me probably 2 or 3 years of when I talk to Lori every once in a while, hearing a little bit more of it or something new to really grasp how big it is. And it's not just, it's to really grasp the amount that's gone down between them. And I only had my little experience with her, just with this, how she said she was Aunt Margaret. No, she said I called and said I was Aunt Margaret and I hacked into her Yahoo or something. Remember that whole thing back then? Yeah, it goes back so far. So I think, and she's the person who, has followed Lori around from community to community as well. So it's pretty big. It's pretty big. So I understand the hurt that Lori was feeling. And I also understand there's only few people that I could probably name that are really doing YouTube for the business aspect of it. And right now I see Mallory as doing it for the business side of it. So it's different. I see Rosie as the business side. I see Mallory as the business side. Of course, we've known Elvis has said that. So they are thinking it would be more like you're having a friend who has a TV show and they're getting the interview. They're getting the interview that everybody wants. So I could probably pretty much guarantee you that Mallory didn't mean any of that to hurt Lori. But it's also hard for us who are just really here to kind of communicate and have a social presence with other people, and we're really not doing it for a business, to kind of wrap your head around that it wasn't anything personal. Yeah. So I don't know if that's the reason why, but I think that it was. And just like the part that I heard was the part that Lori brought up about the Lindy and her, and that that Melissa used that text message and she twisted it and made Lindy think it was something different. And at that point, Mallory didn't get it, didn't understand what Lori was saying, that it was something not just like don't tell Melissa these things. It was something to where Melissa just brought this up. It's a lot deeper, and it's not something, in my opinion, that could be micromanaged into a little. It does it a big disservice because it's just so big. And if you only focus on this little aspect of it, then new people will think you're just being like every other person who's just, sadly faked cancer. Because there's people who have faked cancer, but it's just more than that. And then on the other side, I truly feel bad, even though I don't personally like her, I feel bad for Melissa because I think that she's just really going through a lot in her head and she's troubled. And to like the feeling of having that empathy from people is, and it's not pity. I'm not trying to pity you, Melissa, if you hear this. It's not that. It's just I do feel where you're coming from and I feel bad. So it's kind of like something that it's like a what do you do kind of a deal. And as far as for sending anything out, I don't know what you guys is, anybody who's listening, your opinion on this, but as far as sending something out to the doctor or anything, maybe that could facilitate getting Melissa some help to cope when she wants to go into that fantasy part, because that's her coping skills when she wants to do this to get attention, because she's really just defeating the purpose. She's pushing people away who really cared. I mean, you've got people who really cared. I could see how hurt Carla was and everything. These are people who really, really cared. So you're just defeating the purpose of what you really want. And if the stuff about, oh my gosh, if the stuff about the father that's been brought out there in public is true, that's just horrible. That's a horrible, horrible, horrible thing. Yeah, I don't either. I don't either, Celeste, because it was a fun place. Even if I would go there at night and just listen to it while I was, doing something else, I liked it that everybody that I liked was there. And it was fun because I'm like a night owl right now. And it was fun to have a place and have everybody be there. And so Lori and Mallory, I wish that something, because I really, as a layperson, just sitting back, I see the whole thing from, that's my washer. You guys can hear that. It's going to get over that in a second. I might have to fix it again. Hold on a second. I'll be right back. Yikes. Okay, I think that part's okay. Yeah, that would be nice. Just to, because I just think it was like a lot of miscommunication, and then Lori being really hurt. And I understand. I probably wouldn't have understood as much, 2 years ago or 3 years ago, but after hearing everything that's kind of gone down between them, I really get it. So maybe that could happen. Maybe Lori and Mallory, we could just kind of forget about this and move on and, go back to chatting and doing all that kind of stuff. And I do too. I do too. I like to listen because I know that's the one place I can go into, and it's, I just like the majority of the people that are in there. And then I saw Corey, if you're listening to this too, Corey, I'm really late to the party. I'm sorry that you had a problem on Twitter. And if my only little 2 cents I want to add is that Corey is completely not racist of any type at all. She's completely not like that. And if anybody really were to know Corey, really, you would really just not even question that. If you heard her make a joke like that, it would be, that's Corey. Of course, that's not true, because Corey is just really not like that. And so that's kind of sad right there, too. So, yeah. And then what else was I going to say? Something else. I'm going to have an update coming up. Celeste, this is good. Everything is about done. There's going to be no trial, no court case. Just waiting for the judge to approve and sign off on everything. So it's all coming up in the next few weeks. So I'm excited about that. Hey, Crystal. Yep, exactly. Then you're the jerk. Exactly. I think we're seeing an incredibly broken individual attempting to make connection and to be seen. She's over depressed and doesn't do it good. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, you did? Hey. Hey, Saren. Welcome. I think so too. I think that with the Lori thing, hold on, let me get a sip of this. From how I viewed things, is that Lori wasn't bothering Melissa. She wasn't bothering Melissa. She really let her alone. But Melissa, the few times that I've spoken to her in DM, will kind of light up your DMs about Lori. And I really never talked to her that much privately, but it was about Lori. And so it's kind of like a stalker situation. So when it seems that Lori is keeping this going, she's really not. She's really has checked out of everything. And then she keeps on getting brought back into it because lies are spread just like that. Like she was minding her own business, and that lie that she said to Lindy about her daughter. And it was just, in my opinion, like Melissa trying to get back in touch with Lori. And I think it was because for so long, Lori gave her such attention and was really there to, because I saw that side of it. I saw when they were friends and Melissa was in the hospital and Lori sitting there all night long. And I've also seen, remember all those hangouts that we did, you guys? The hangouts where Lori would be there and her phone was blowing up. And back then we're like, God, you're so mean to Melissa. Why aren't you answering the phone? Because Melissa's calling over and over again. And you can only, it's not like Lori is being this mean person. It's just 10 years of being stalked. So as much as you can feel bad about a person, then on the other side, what do you do about that too? Hey, Lisa. Hey. I just saw your video. Welcome, girl. It's so good to see you here. She is. And this is when Lori said it's all about her, like it's about all of the relationships is only, and I'm like a layperson, like really just kind of watching. It seems like every other relationship that she's having, it's like, it's Lori always gets brought back into it. And it's really not, now you can say you've had a problem with Lori before about something and you've had issues or whatever. That's completely separate from the Melissa thing, in my opinion, because Lori will really be trying to go on and do her own thing. And it seems like Melissa's trying to make new friends, and then Lori gets brought back into it for some other huge lie. And, so it seems, like, let me ask you this, guys. If you know that this person, because I saw it on Twitter myself, I saw Melissa try to blame people for touching her inappropriately, people in the hospital getting abused, and then it was taken down, and then it was told to be not true. So if you know that she's got a history of doing that, and now you know her 72-year-old father's on trial for that, you would think that the police and everything would have done their diligence and they know about this, but wouldn't that strike anybody as, whoa, maybe she just, maybe something was made up there, and so maybe I should notify somebody on that? I'm just asking. I don't know, because it's a hard position. I'm sure Lori would rather have not ever been brought into this. Hey, how are you doing, girlie? Leanne. Yes, exactly, Lisa. The housewife days, Lori said many, many times we tried to stay away, and she forewarned us way back then. She did. And it's been, it's a hard situation, because when Lori has a heart and she feels bad for this person, especially when she knew her for so long. I mean, she would sit there and talk to her while she was there at the graduation. She had her, Melissa had her on like a Skype or like a cell phone call or something as she was graduating, because she was really there. And I guess the parents or the family doesn't really believe in um, counseling, but when there's so many lies being told all over, it's you just want somebody else to get involved and get this young woman, Melissa, some help, because she had that major surgery, and this all can't be healthy. Yeah, they wouldn't be going to court without sound evidence. Yeah. And I know it went before a grand jury, I had heard. And so they wouldn't just be on one person's word. And that's what I would think too. So there is a love there. Could be a mother, child, or friend. Mel is going through stages of a breakup. Lori is ahead of her in her healing. Yeah. Yeah. That's just a tough situation. So the Mallory thing, I don't. I've dealt with this before. What did I? I was trying to think of the same situation. I think I went in. I can't remember when it was. I can't remember, but somebody had Lindy or something on, or I can't remember what it was. And I went into the room and I got like really mad. So I understand when your friend is, talking to you or something. But then I got to put myself like Lori. I know is on the friendlier side with Lindy right now. But I can't. I mean, I've done that myself. I've done that myself to try to get Lindy to stop. That was the 100% only way. Now I look and I can see as how it looks, and that it won't work, and that Lindy will turn again on Lori. Um, but I'm not going to judge her for doing that, because I've been there, because I really just always wanted peace. And there's just some people you just can't have peace with. So I don't begrudge her for doing that at all. Yeah, she wouldn't want to talk about the cancer. Yeah, but that's hard. I don't know, because I can't even think of any other person that has, but besides like Dave, and I understand the Dave reference, but I don't. I think Dave is pretty much everybody knows the deal with Dave. I mean, he's just, he just fibs all the time with what he does. So I don't really think many people really believe him much anymore. I don't know. I just wish that that's the bottom line, is I wish Mallory and Lori could mend it and be friends out of that. Now, I don't know I didn't follow as much the Carla thing, but Lori's had much more of a long history with Melissa than Carla has, from what I know. And I don't know if Carla did the hangout or the scope or something, kind of mocking Mallory for crying, or not mocking, but just saying, I'm not going to accept your apology or something. That was pretty bullshitty, if I understood that correct. Because if a person apologized to me, that's all I really want. That's all I really want. And I don't think that Mallory did anything that was really that bad. I mean, if you listen, because I've listened to that hangout now twice, and it really wasn't. It's just that the emotions are just so, intense with it. Yeah, me too. I wish everybody would just make up and be okay. I did see Berg. I don't know if you guys. I have before unsubscribed to Berg, but then I heard some talk about Berg in another chat room that I was listening in on, and I don't know if you guys. I'm aware of this just as of recently, like in the past couple of years. But if you're in a car and if you're drinking, even if you don't have the keys in the ignition, you can be tried for drunk driving. And I heard in another, it was like a trolley hangout. It's like one of those ones that Carlos says, go here. And so I went there because sometimes he has really funny people to watch. And I saw them talking, and somebody asked somebody else, somebody with an Elvis fake name, to message them what Berg's address was. So Berg's, I don't like you, but one of these trolls are going to call the police on you for sitting outside in your car in front, because some states you don't even have to have the keys in the ignition and you could be arrested for drunk driving. So, hey, Corey, I was just talking about you. Exactly. Berg's is on there, just, just going off on everybody, but it was in one of these, and so I haven't really watched him in a while, but it was in somebody else's hangout that somebody had asked somebody else to PM or message them with Berg's address, and they were talking about that, and they talked about that somebody else did that to Amanda, but Amanda left. So Berg's, I'm just telling you as a heads up that somebody could do that to you because everybody knows what your name is. Yeah. And Corey, like, when I hear somebody say, and I know we're not going to talk about this, but when I hear somebody say that you're a racist, it's like it would be as ludicrous as saying that I am a huge Obama supporter. I mean, it's just that, because it's like, if you know Corey, that's just not true. And I was lurking. I didn't feel comfortable of saying hi, but I guess I will next time. But I didn't like want to be like I'm stalking you. But I saw you with your friend. I don't know, is he like your, not your nanny, but the guy, your friend, Hollywood, whatever. Because I saw him someplace else, and he said I do lives, and so I went in there and I watched you guys like last night. But I'll say hi next time. But I just didn't want to be like I'm some crazy person. Like, hey, yeah. I mean, people who know you know you. He rents a room. I like him. He's funny. I like him. And I wish he'd have more people in, because he's the kind of person that looks like who could get really just crazy in his live hangouts. Is his name Hollywood Bear or something? Hollywood something? Yeah. But you guys were funny. I saw the last probably half an hour of it. This was last night. And you didn't want to feed the fish. You didn't want to feed the fish. So he was basically calling you a fish abuser. And you said that they can eat the stuff off the bottom because you were going to bed. But he just seems like a nice guy. Hey, Diane. Good evening to you. Can you please tell me who you paid background checks on? I paid for 5 of them. I did one on Lindy. I did one on Lindy's husband. I have one left, and I did 2 more, and I'm trying to think if they were YouTube people or if one was, I don't know. I don't think they were YouTube people. Hey, made a joke about him being my babysitter in the community. See? That's what I thought, Corey. That's what I thought. I thought that I'm like calling him like your nanny. And then I saw too, part of yours when I was doing stuff. I think that's so, how many people get to show the deed of the place that they own? I think that's pretty damn cool. And you know how people kind of, there was a trend of going for cars that they can actually own and not have to keep on making payments to. Now I think it would be nice if a trend started of just getting fixer-uppers or anything that you actually own. Because can you imagine, you have a place, because that's what I'm going to do next time, is I don't want to ever have to pay rent or pay for a mortgage. So even if you could, afford to get something that's bigger, if you make payments on it, you own it. You can never be made to leave. Hey, G-Spa. Thank you for saying hi. Was a devil I ran in here and he suddenly became strangers to me because. And I heard too, Corey, I heard that your boys are very, very, this is from Rory, that your boys are very well behaved and very good kids. So two other good boys, and you know how good her boys are. So that's rare these days. I know, Crystal, right? You know what? If I ever got a license and then went up to that, I would love to have one of those little retro things. And then I looked them up and they're like, for a used one, I think it was like 20 something $1,000. I couldn't deal with all of the maintenance on it. To have like a fantasy weekend where you could like have one, I would love to ride around in somebody else's and like, if you're by a beach, you can like sleep there and you can wake up and it's like right there or wherever you are. But it's just a lot of maintenance. Yes, Hollywood Care Bear. I just like him. I think he's cool. I think he's so cool. I don't know if I think Elvis too was well, you're a nurse. Celeste, he has that pain. What side is his pain on, guys? Elvis's pain, isn't that right side? And wouldn't that be maybe an appendix? He's got a lot of pain on, I thought it was his right side, lower. And when I like Googled it, it said like appendix came up. Oh, I hate Fig Newtons. Celeste, you're getting too old. No, Celeste, no. No, Fig Newtons, my grandma ate those. No, no, no. You can't have fruit in your cookies. I used to do that with my parents growing up too. They would get like Danishes, and I just hated them because I thought that like it's fruit. Don't mix that with my sweets. I just need candy. Um, is a burning pain. Oh, gallbladder, too high for appendix. Okay. But he wasn't looking good. I didn't watch it today, but when I saw it, he just really wasn't looking good on it. I don't know, and I cringe when I hear people say, like they want him to be dead. I think that that's got to be just like trolling and kidding, and people really, if push came to shove, wouldn't want him dead. Because how could you hate somebody that much that you don't, hate that much? But you had your gallbladder and your appendix. Same time? Um, yes, the Oreos and those ones that I got from my wish list that are now so notorious. Those ones that were like, they weren't the mega stuff, but they were like a really special, like completely stuffed. You can't find those in stores. Are they? They don't think they're called mega stuffed, are they? Because I think you can get mega stuffed. They were like, maybe that's what they were called, but they're hard to get. I don't get into all the flavors of Oreos though. I've tried with those and it's like, no, don't like it. No. If there's nobody on later, guys, it's 6:30 here and I know Rory's coming over. And she's gonna do some stuff. If there's nobody on at like 8 o'clock, I'm gonna come back and do a panel and try a panel. Now that I see this is like working. So if anybody is around, if somebody else is on, I won't do it, but tell him thank you. He's so handsome, Corey. You're so beautiful, but he's really handsome. You guys do make beautiful babies. You really do. Jeff, hey. It's good to see you. I watch your videos. Hey, Sean. Good to see you. Hey, Dee. Good to see you. You sure can. You sure can. Is this the real Dee? I gotta see how to give out. Do you guys over here have wrenches? I can't see. Can you not see wrenches on this? I'll have to like play with this a little bit. But Jeff, you make the most random videos sometimes. Like, what did you have this morning? Coleslaw burger? Coleslaw breakfast burger or something? What about, I know you guys are getting into football. I just saw Antonio Brown got fired from Nike for some sexual abuse things. Crystal, that is so funny that you said a yurt. I just found out what that meant because I watched, do you watch Living in a Van? An igloo underwater. Oh, an igloo. That would be cool. Well, I'll make sure that you have one, D-Dubs, and anybody else when I come back in here. And yes, you're more than welcome to come on when I come back. I would like that, in fact. You can only add wrenches from the YouTube side. Okay. And so you can't see who has them on this side. I'll have to kind of play with it a little bit, but it's easy. It's totally easy to run this. I tell you, you can thank Celeste because when I saw Celeste pop up, I'm like, God, if that girl can do it, then anybody can do it. Cool. I'm glad. Cool. Okay, guys, I'm going to go for a little bit. I just did want to test this out, but hey, coming this fall, going to be having live hangouts and panels and all that kind of stuff. So thank you guys for stopping in and chatting with me. We'll be back later if I can see how to end this. Okay, end this. Okay, thank you guys, really. Thank you all for being here, and I'll see you in a little while.